Hello everybody and welcome to Human Systems Engineering 101, an introduction to human systems engineering. I'm your professor, Dr. Russell Brannigan. I'm an associate professor of human systems engineering at ASU on the Polytechnic campus. I thought I would take the first video and kind of walk through the structure of the class. So that's what we're doing right this moment. The first part you've already been successful at. As a matter of fact, just the fact that you found your way to this video is a good sign and a good start to the semester. So basically what you should do is start by going to this left tab here called Start Here. Click on the Welcome Start Here tab, and of course that gives you this video. So congratulations on making it that far. I anticipate you'll continue to meet great success as we go along. A little bit about me, just so you know who's talking to you and who's on the other end of your emails from time to time. Let's see, this should pop up here pretty quickly. Meet your instructor, that is me. It's taking a second or two, I apologize for the delay. There we are. So that's a picture of me. Hello and welcome. Again, I'm Russ Brannigan. I'm an associate professor at ASU on the Polytechnic campus. I'm also a visiting professor of human factors at Northwestern University and scientific advisor to Research Collective, which is a human factors and user experience consulting firm in Tempe. I direct the User Experience Lab at ASU, also called the X Lab. I have students at bachelor's, master's, and doctoral levels, and our work has been supported by a number of wonderful organizations. I returned to academics after receiving my PhD and spending about 15 years in industry and consulting. So during that time, I was a senior human factors engineer at Hewlett-Packard, an advisory human factors engineer at IBM, and then several management opportunities in various consulting firms, and I continue to be active in consulting to this day. So what my aim is here in teaching you guys is to make this human systems engineering stuff as accessible and straightforward as I can. It's a pretty fascinating field, actually. It's really experimental psychology applied to the design of products and processes and businesses and so forth. And as a result, it's pretty darn enjoyable. So I hope you'll find it the same. Okay, if we go back over to this part over here, I will click on syllabus on the left-hand side, and let's bring that up real quick and just kind of quickly walk through the syllabus. So here's the title and so forth. I'll just hit the high points here. The best way to contact me is through email, so feel free to do that. You can reach me, office hours are really by appointment. I'm happy to set up time to meet with you. As I mentioned, the course introduces fundamental principles, methods, and fields of human systems engineering. So this is really applying experimental, cognitive, social psychology, and so forth to the design of products, processes, experience, and the like. So you can really think about it as an introductory psychology class for engineers and designers and other business people who are interested in applying what we know about human learning, memory, decision making, social behavior, all of those kinds of things to the design of products, processes, businesses, and so on. So here's a list of our objectives. We're basically going to learn a lot, is the upshot of that. We will have a textbook. It's available, actually, well, I'm not sure exactly how to get it. It's an electronic book, and it goes hand in hand with something called MindTap. So access is available directly from your Blackboard site content tab, and I'll show you where that is here in a little bit. Instructions are provided in a document titled Class Materials Registration Quick Guide. So it's called that thing in the content tab. And this is the book by Cacioppo and Freeberg. It's actually a pretty wonderful book. And then there's one of two ways of getting this. This is called the custom bundle, which gives you this and a loose leaf. But really, if you just wanted to get the digital copy of it, I think this is the number that you end up using. So it's an online course, class, of course. We will have chapter quizzes rather than big exams. I just decided, boy, there's lots of different kinds of material to learn in this, and rather than having just three big exams where you cram for them, the night before, it might be better just to have short quizzes at the end of each week. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we'll have a short quiz at the end of each week, with the exception of the first week. The first week we won't have a short quiz. Instead, we'll put it off till the following week. There's one other part to this that's important. You are required to engage in 3 hours of human systems engineering research participation. So what that means is you will actually be a research participant in 3 hours of experimental credit. And a lot of those opportunities will be offered online. That is, you can actually serve as a research participant online. Other times, you'll have the opportunity, if you want it, to come into the Polytechnic campus to participate in that. Some of you won't have the opportunity to do that because you're taking an online class and so forth. So students who do not wish to engage as research participants can instead write a brief paper, actually 3 brief papers, one for each experimental credit hour. And these papers will review an article in psychology or human systems engineering, and you will summarize that article by writing a 350-word report that reviews that research. So to give you an idea, that's about 3/4 of a page. Full page single-spaced is something like 500 words or so. 350 words would be about 3/4 of a page. I'll go through a special little video lecture on how to go about doing that here in a little bit. So here's the way the grading works. Let's see. The grading has chapter quizzes. Each quiz will be worth 15 points. Typically, it'll require answering 10 to 15 questions or so per quiz. The quizzes are typically multiple choice or short answer. They're pretty straightforward and not terribly time consuming, but I think I want you to do it every week simply so that you keep up to date on how things are going. Then there's the research participation part that I talked about, and each one of those credits is worth 25 points for a grand total of 75 points. And then finally, even to participate in the research credit, even if you just do write articles instead of participating, you have to sign up for a system called SONA. And SONA is pretty easy to sign up for, but you get 5 points in order to for completing that. So that leaves us a grand total of 290 points. As we go along, I might revise this a little bit as our needs evolve, but it'll be pretty similar to this no matter what. Here's our schedule of topics. You'll notice that it's usually 1 topic per week, with the exception of the first week. The first week will be an introduction to human systems engineering, and that will actually, the first chapter will be an introduction to human systems engineering, and you'll see here that that goes for 2 weeks, because I want you to have some background before we start jumping into all of the various kinds of materials. You can then see that all of these things are kind of related to important areas in psychology, and then we'll discuss a little bit about how to apply that to things like design and business. If you are interested in an honors contract, please feel free to contact me. Those are available should you want it. And then the rest is kind of boilerplate information from ASU, but it's certainly worth walking through, as this will be kind of an important part of the class. So that is our syllabus. Now let's see and figure out what we want to go to next. Here we are back at the syllabus. The rest I am going to hold off on for the next lecture, so I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video.